American cars of the 2000s era were in a class of their own. Today, we're diving into the most expensive, iconic American cars produced in the 2000s. So get ready as we go through some muscle car throwbacks, luxury flagships, and even the odd expensive cars that never picked up in the market. Hit the subscribe button and let's get started. Kicking off the list, we have the 2005 Hummer H2 SUT. Love them or hate them, the Hummer brand made a statement in 2005 with the release of the H2 SUT. Following the release of the popular Hone, H2 and A3, the Hummer decided to dabble in the pickup market. So, in essence, practicality wasn't the priority for the brand. This was all a wild experiment, and it showed. The H2 SUT beast wasn't just about off-road conquering, it was about projecting a go big or you go home vibe. With a base price of $52,205, the H2 SUT boasted a robust Bose sound system and air suspension, among other features. The massive chrome accents make the car unforgettable, and the 6.0-liter V8 engine meant the car could produce 325 horsepower and 365 pound-feet of torque without breaking a sweat. You go from 0 to 60 miles per hour within 9.6 seconds and have a four-wheel drive system that delivers precise handling. Sure, the car came with a cramped bed and visibility, while in the car wasn't all that special, yet the boxy shape, vertical windshield slots, and overall ruggedness of the H2 SUT made it a quick success in the pickup market. In the 7th spot, we have the Ford Thunderbird 50th Anniversary Edition. The Thunderbird line is royalty in the automobile world. In 2005, Ford celebrated its 50th anniversary in style. Ford released a limited edition Thunderbird that wasn't just a fancy car. Yes, it had unique styling, a retro-futuristic vibe, and even those iconic porthole windows on the hardtop. The vehicle even received stabilizer bars, hydraulic disc brakes with ABS on all four wheels, and a tricolor cashmere metallic paint. However, under the hood, this special edition Thunderbird showed why it was the perfect luxury performance monster car among its peers. Powered by a 240 cubic inch DOH CV8 engine that generates 252 brake horsepower, the 50th Anniversary Thunderbird was quite rare, with only 1,500 ever leaving the production line, making them true collector's items. In today's money, the Ford Thunderbird 50th Anniversary Edition car would cost around $40,000. Enjoying the video? Drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on content like this. Moving on, the Ford Excursion 4X4 Limited. So, let's talk about a car that dominated its segment. The Ford Excursion, built on the F250 platform, could hold 9 passengers, and its towing capacity could put most trucks to shame. Perfect for large families and avid campers, the Ford Excursion all-wheel drive limited trim was sold from 2000 to 2005. As the most luxurious version of the heavy-duty SUV, the car came with several luxurious features, including power driver seats, illuminated running board, speed-sensitive windshields, heated seats, cup holders, and an optional entertainment system. As the longest and heaviest SUV ever mass-produced in the market, Ford had to get the engine right for the Excursion, and not surprisingly, the company offered a series of gasoline and diesel engines, including the powerful 7.3L Powerstroke V8 with its 250 horsepower output. Models from 2003 also received a turbocharged V8 configuration and a 5-speed automatic setup for even better performance. Holding down the 5th spot, we have the 2004 Chrysler 300C Certate. With its top speed of 175 miles per hour, the Chrysler 300C launched in the luxury sedan market and completely dominated its competition. The 300C copied many elements from the Mercedes-Benz, which made it a popular choice among Benz fans. The 300C SRT8 received a 6.1-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine with 420 pound-feet of torque and 431 horsepower. With its 5-speed automatic transmission setup, the Chrysler could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour within 4.6 seconds. Chrysler offered the 300C SRT8 with a 2-wheel drive layout, and the model was produced from 2004 to 2010. Next, we have the Cadillac XLR. Cadillac was aiming for the top with the XLR line, which it produced from 2003 to 2009. The XRs were pricier than even the luxurious Escalade SUVs and boasted Italian design luxury and futuristic styling. The Cadillac XRs also featured a retractable hardtop that was super fancy at the time. Even with the wild price tag, the car still delivers performance-wise, with many dubbing the XRs as Chevy Corvettes with the Cadillac branding. While the XLR nameplate was popular during its time, its subpar interior decor became a problem for fans. But as the only convertible Cadillac ever produced in the 21st century, the car remains relevant today. Aside from being a well-known nameplate in the American market, the Cadillac XLR also competed with cars like the Jaguar XK and the Mercedes-Benz SL in the international market. The popularity of the XLR even pushed Cadillac to release a V variant of the car, which was essentially a high-performance trim. This trim received Cadillac's first-generation V-Series engine that could produce up to 443 horsepower and around 414 pound-feet of torque, compared to the 320 ponies the XLR's 4.6-liter Northstar V8 engine could produce. The XLR-V quickly became an iconic 2000s car. Number 3. The Lincoln Navigator 4 X4 Ultimate. The Navigator was Lincoln's answer to the Cadillac Escalades. The release basically created what we now know as the luxury SUV craze. With its production date dating back to 1998, every inch of the Lincoln Navigators was outfitted with the luxury market in mind. From its massive 22-inch wheels with vibrant chrome accents to the impressive leather massage seats inside the car, the Navigator line was made for people with deep pockets. Not surprisingly, lots of celebrities copped one, but the pricing didn't stop the car from being popular among SUV lovers too. In terms of technology, the Lincoln Navigator is as good as it gets. Adaptive air suspension, touchscreen infotainment system, 360-degree camera for parking and safety, parking sensors, off-road ready exterior design, and many more meant you could drive your Navigator anywhere. The 2015 Navigator received a twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 engine, giving you 380 ponies and 460 pound-feet of torque to work with. A new 2015 Lincoln Navigator cost $65,495 when it was first released. Up next, the Saleen S7. If you thought the Lincoln Navigator was impressive, meet the Saleen S7. This car is so good that this video would be incomplete if the Saleen didn't make the cut. The S7 wasn't just a supercar, it brought everything you could ever want in a performance car. Considered America's first true mid-engine performance car, the S7 boasted a ridiculous 220 miles per hour top speed, with dynamic handling to handle even the most challenging turns and curves at high speed. Its sleek, sculpted body contributed to its effortless performance. Every curve on the S7, every vent, was designed to help the car cheat the limits of physics. Since no prototype was ever created for the S7, its interior decor is quite basic. The cockpit was built with one thing in mind: speed. And what's under the hood? The 2000 to 2004 models of the S7 received a massive 7.0-liter twin-turbo V8, which Saleen claimed only produced 550 horsepower and 560 pound-feet of torque. This was probably a corporate cover-up to make the car street legal, because the company later released two versions of the S7, the SCS7R racing variant, and the S7 TT, which was essentially a supercharged 7. The S7R even scored a class win during the 2010 24 Hours of Le Mans. Today, the S7 is still considered a holy grail in the supercar market, and rightly so. And if you made it this far, we saved the best for last. Meet the 2006 Ford GT. The Ford GT was the ultimate American supercar of its time. Inspired by the legendary GT40 race cars that dominated the Le Mans races in the 1960s, the Ford GT was designed to be fast, and people loved it. Over 4,000 units were sold even with the car's outrageous price tag, and demand was so high people paid way over the market value to get the car. Under the hood was a mid-mounted 5.4-liter V8 engine that churned out 550 horses and 600 pound-feet of torque, coupled with a 6-speed manual transmission setup. At the time of its release, interested customers could get their Ford GT in two special colors. The car boasts a well-constructed aluminum chassis, double wishbone suspension, air conditioning, power windows, and an optional Macintosh audio system, among others. Handling is precise, and the sharp brakes mean you can tap into the car's insane power without fear. The car's two-seat sports car layout also made it a huge success in the luxury performance car market. The interior of the 2006 Ford GT was a combination of retro design and advanced tech, with Ford opting for carbon fiber seats, wide-gauge cluster, and metal shift knob, among other design elements. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, drop a comment below if you think we missed a particularly good car. Thanks for hanging out, and see you in the next video.